What's up, y'all? This is Ty, and I am here to review Season 4, Episode 8 of All the Queen's Men, and the episode is titled, You Got Served. And listen, before I go any further, I gotta pat myself on the back, give myself some props, because I'm doing this review on time. You know, usually when it comes to this All the Queen's Men, the review be like a week later after the episode done aired, but look at this. I'm on time, so shout outs to me. Also, to my lovely subscribers, shout outs to all of you that hold me down in the comment section. Listen, keep the comments coming. Get down into the comment section and engage. Hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, because what we want to do in 2025, we want this channel to keep doing what? Going and growing like my muscles. Like, look at that. Look. Hey, stop playing. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. So anyway, shout outs to my lovely subscribers and those of you who have been engaging and watching the show with me, who left comments on the last review. Shout outs to Lamont Simpson, shout outs to Tia Jones 333, shout outs to Karima Khadijah, June BLC, No Limit P504. I said Karima Khadijah, Wendy, and all the rest of you lovely people. You know who you are. You are appreciated. I do appreciate you, and I'm glad you're watching this with me. But, you know, leave some comments down and tell me what you feel about the episode. Let a brother know. So, with that being said, let's get right down to this episode. Babyface, a.k.a., let me get his name, Jerry Brown. Sir is a whole clown, because when we last left off, he pissed me off. We last left off, we found out that Quincy stole his drawers, not because he had a fetish for his men's underwear, but because he was getting the DNA, so that he can prove that homeboy is his father. That Babyface. Now this pissed me off because look, y'all see my shirt. Best dad ever. My kids don't play about me, man. My kids don't play about me. Listen, I got shirts, I got mugs, I got handcrafted gifts. I'm such a good daddy that people who are not my kids even give me best dad ever gifts and stuff. This young man on my job, he gave me a mug that said best dad ever, because he said, you know what, Ty, you're like a father figure to me. I said, young man, hold up, young man. I'm far too young to be your daddy. No, I'm not. I'm actually old enough to be his daddy. He's like in his 20s. But I was like, you know, the delusion in me was like, how am I gonna be your daddy? I'm far too young to be your daddy, because sometimes I think I'm younger than what I actually am. But no. Then I go making it about me. But no, the subject with fatherhood and all that, you see this shirt. And I got shirts and stuff from people that ain't even my children. My children be hooking me up too. My kids are young though. But still, I get my props, and I love it. So how could you deny your own flesh and blood? I be cracking myself up. But no, he pisses me off because Babyface going to sit there and say, I don't care what that 99.9% test said. She's lying. Sir, she, that's the woman who said you're his Quincy's father. And then here's the DNA. The D and the N and the A says, Jerry, that you are the father. So I'm like, what kind of, is he scared? First of all, he too old for this, acting like a frightened teen parent. No, you're too old for this. I don't have no respect for, I don't have no respect for deadbeats. That pisses me off. But what I do love is how the fellas came down on him. They was coming down on him, and then we see he walked in on them talking, and I thought that was funny because they were like, yo, this is like a Mexican soap opera, and they was like, no, it's like Star Wars, but in reverse. Instead of Darth Vader wanting him to be his father, he's like, Luke, I am not your father. So he walked in on all of that, and he's like, oh, y'all can keep on making jokes. And they did, and I'm glad that they shamed him, because sometimes you got to shame people, and sometimes you do got to judge. Sir, you are living with the mayor. You're freeloading off her. You got a job, and you don't want to take care of your kids. Don't he have other kids? Because I could have sworn a few seasons back he was in court for child support. Sir, take care of your kids. What is wrong with you? Have a relationship with your kids. And I like how Amp told him, he said, listen, it's not cool. That's foul. That's messed up what you're doing, because my father was a piece of crap too, and I'm a grown man and it hurts. And this logic he has of, well, what can I do for him now? It's never too late to build. It's never too late. What is wrong with you? Clown. That really pissed me off. He was pissing me off. But I'm glad that they all got on him about that. And, they were making their jokes. And Midnight said, I take care of all of my kids. All the kids I got, I take care. That's what I like, how everybody was saying they take care of their kids. They talking about how expensive kids are. And they are. They definitely are. But listen, kids are a blessing. And that's my greatest job, is being a father. I take pride in that. And I didn't wear this on purpose. I just so happened to have this shirt on. I promise you. And I happen to just have this shirt on. This is definitely a coincidence. But hey, it works, right? So anyway, I had this shirt under what I was wearing today, because it's freezing brick out here. But anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with this. Let's get back to the episode. So you're thinking Babyface is going to redeem himself. He goes and talks to Quincy in the amateur locker room, and he's still being an ass. And he's like, oh, well, but I thought he was redeeming himself a little bit. He was like, well, where'd you get this from? He said, my mother told me that Jerry Brown was my daddy. He said, that's all you got? Sir, he also has the DNA. What's wrong with you? So he tells Quincy, well, I ain't got nothing for you. Because Quincy said, I just want to get to know you, know who you are, what you're about. He was like, well, I'm not with all that. You grown now. Your mother should have come to me earlier. Why? What? And Quincy was like, wow. Quincy said, you know what? You ain't got to ever worry about me asking you nothing or coming to you about anything. And then we see later on in the episode, Quincy having a conversation with Ray Sean, and Ray Sean telling him what really happened to him. How he was pimped out and sodomized and all that stuff, and how what's name took his money and all that. He said, that's okay, because karma is a bitch. So this makes me believe that Quincy is going to get some revenge, or going to, be out for revenge on Babyface. Then Babyface had the nerve to go to Madam and say, it's either me or him, because he thinking she was going to fight. She said, excuse me, you giving me ultimatums when this dude is doing way better than you, got 4 VIPs, making way much more money. And matter of fact, you've been slacking ever since you've been over there with Miss Tandy. Get your ish together, bro, and get up out of my office. And he left out of there all pathetic. He's corny. He's corny. Let's move on. Let's go on, because we're going to go on. I've been spending too much time on that. Naima is in the clear. You remember, little innocent Naima that works in the office, who they said had the PCP and the crack and the cocaine or whatever, and the drugs in her system, and that this caused her to compromise all the cases. Well, D.A. Rhodes and Detective Davis decided to shred that evidence, and they told her, guess what? You got the job back, sweetheart. You're fine. It was a mix-up at the labs. You're not a crackhead, PCP, or whatever it was. They said, you're fine. So that was all cleared up. But then they had this scene with D.A. Rhodes and Detective Davis in the courthouse. I guess it's the pre-hearing. And Madam strolls up over next to them, and she's like, oh, all this press and everything is here, and you can't even put on makeup. I'm like, you get to do that in court? You got time to stop and chat? No, you don't. You ain't got time to stop and chat. And then when they asked Madam, the judge asked Madam, how do you plead? She says, not guilty. The place starts applauding, and I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? Is the court or the club? And as soon as I said that, the judge said the same thing. This is not a nightclub. What is that foolishness? And I agree with that. So that was interesting. Then we see Amp. Let's talk about Amp and Dime and their relationship. Then he's decided, sweetheart, I want you to move in with me. Here's a surprise. I give you the key. I want your face to be the one I see when I wake up, and the last face I see when I close my eyes at night. That was romantic. I'm going to have to use that line. But, no, I ain't going to use it. I'm not going to use that. Never mind. Because right now I'm working on self. I don't want to be bothered. I'm good. I'm good. See, I go making it about me. It's not about you. Back to them. So we also see Amp and his mother, I believe her name is Tony, building their relationship. She comes over and she told him she was bringing salmon, but she actually brought his smothered pork chops over for him. And they're bonding, and, she apologized yet again, and he said, well, don't thank me. You got to thank Dime, because this was Dime's doing of getting them back together. And so that's cute and nice. That's nice. We'll see where that's going to go. And then we have Blue and the therapist. Blue has been going through it and trying to deal with therapy, and now the therapist decides to take her down to a range and do the bow and arrow technique thing. And Blue's working through this thing, working through whatever, and Blue's doing all of this bow and arrow stuff, and she blanks out a little bit. Next you know, she got the bow and arrow pointed at the therapist, and the therapist had to bring her back to the world. So I thought she was going to shoot the damn therapist with the arrow. And speaking of arrows and darts, they go to the next scene. It's Madam throwing darts on some dude named Bashir, I think his name is. He is a bartender, whatever. He's been tipping and dipping out of the money. You don't do that to Madam. Why would you do that at Club Eden of all places? You know that Madam is ruthless. She got him up against the wall, throwing darts on him. One of the darts lands right on his lip, and Tommy says, "Oh, you just gave him a labrie." I think that's what he said, labrie. And she was like, "What's that?" He said, "That is when you give a piercing on the lip." She said, "I learned so much from you, and I like learning from people. But what I don't like is people stealing from me." She don't like that. And then we see the next scene, Madam is calling Blue, and Blue doesn't answer. Then we see later on in the episode, Madam is asking Blue, "What's up with you, Blue? What's going on with you?" And Blue ain't tell her. And Blue has the right. She ain't got to tell you all her business. She ain't got to tell you all her business. She said, "I ain't got to tell you all my..." She didn't say that, but that's what's pretty much, mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. And then we see Madam going to Tommy, telling Tommy, "Keep an eye out on Blue, because I don't know what's going on with her." I guess trying to allude to the fact that she may think that Blue might be some kind of, might be turning on her. And that's not even the case. Then we got this idiot Trouble. Done got herself in trouble. Got arrested for selling her mollies and drugs right outside of Club Eden. How stupid can you be? And I like the scene where she was talking to Detective David. Detective David said, no one's here to help you, huh?" In other words, she's trying to get her to flip. She said, "I don't see Madam or nobody coming down here to help you." And, Trouble kept saying, "Well, give me my lawyer. Then we see Trouble later on calling and speaking to Blue, asking Blue to have Madam bail out for selling drugs. She said, "Where were you selling drugs?" And she said, "In front of Club Eden." "What?" "Oh, no, she ain't bailing you out." And she hung up the phone. Trouble's an idiot. Trouble is a complete idiot. Then we got Midnight and this young lady who he was doing that. I keep saying I wasn't trusting this young lady, but she seems to be smitten, and she's coming to the club while he's trying to get his dance on and working with his clients. He tell her not now. Homegirl waits till later on, standing outside the club at 3 a.m. "Can we go get something to eat?" He said, "Listen, let me tell you, this is all about business. I'm about my money." So she said, "Can we go get something to eat?" He said, "No. Food costs. Going to get something to eat with me, that's going to run you $1,000. Then he said, "But if you want me to eat your kitty cat or suck on your kitty cat, that's going to cost $500. So it's cheaper for him to do the suckation, but a meal costs $1,000. I said, "Okay, his prices, interesting prices, interesting." But I think that lady's going to end up flipping on him. And speaking of ladies, did we see the young woman? I believe that's the same detective. How everybody, security is terrible. How does lady get back to the damn dressing room to talk to the guys? They thinking she's the new fluffer, and they're all introducing themselves and hey, and she served them. They've all been served with papers. And then we see Tommy hiding from the process server saying, "Look, she's serving people. Oh my God, this is crazy." And he's all nervous because I can't speak against you, Madam. Madam knows that he's loyal to her, and that's when we see Madam telling him, "Relax, but I do want you to keep an eye out on Blue." And that was interesting. Let's see. I think, oh, wait, we got some more notes here. Miss Tandy, she calls Madam, and she wants to have a fundraiser as the mayor, a sex party. That's what she wants. She wants some young, she said, I want some men there, some your best strippers. I want to use them, and I want some young meat there. And I'm thinking they're going to get Quincy there, and I think Quincy's going to, I'm predicting Quincy going to turn her out, and that's going to be Quincy's revenge. He going to be the one up under Miss Tandy, and Miss Tandy going to get rid of Babyface. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But I love that banter between the two, because Madam was saying, Miss Tandy, what's going on with my eminent domain thing? What's going on with that? Get that done. Okay. And she said, I'm working on it. She said, you always got a thing in your mouth. I said, Dad, she talks to her so poorly. You always got a thing in your mouth. Get your stuff together. Get that together. I was like, okay, interesting. Interesting. Then we see Tony, which is Am's mother, talking to somebody by the name of, I think his name was G or something like that. And that's the guy who she was on the phone with, and they're going to plan to take Madam's club. If I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me down in the comments. Isn't this guy like a club owner as well? But he's saying that those two are going to take Madam's club away from her, which is interesting. And then we see Madam. Asking El Fuego, you know, is everything okay? Are you over that whole situation? Do you have closure? Well, we know El Fuego is up to some more stuff. So that was really interesting. And what did we leave off with? I'm trying to think. Yeah, that was that. And then we had Madam talking to her lawyer, and a lawyer telling her, look, stay out of trouble. And he gave her the witness's name, and it was somebody named Keisha Nicole Phillips. And he said, look, I don't need you, you know, we don't want witness tampering, behave, stay low, lay low, you better lay low. But of course, you know how Madam is. She calls Smoke, she tells Smoke, I got a job for you. So she going to have him take care of these witnesses. She said, have fun with this one, but keep it clean and keep me out of it. You know, keep all eyes off me. So that was interesting. And then Madam's in her home. There's a knock at the door. It is Detective Davis. Detective Davis comes in, pushes through. She said, where you think you going? And she tells her, I got papers to search your house for whatever I need. And her and the whole crew bust in there, walk through there like raiding Madam's house. And that's how the episode ended. So this was a very good episode, very entertaining. And we're going to see what's going to happen next. What's going on? It looks like Madam is starting to be a little, I don't know why she would think Blue would turn on her. I don't know why she thinks that. By the way, I gotta say this, Blue is so pretty. That's a pretty woman. She's a pretty woman. That character is, I like her character too. She's tough. That's a pretty, all of the women on here are good looking though. It's nice looking women. But anyway, and Madam's sexy. We know Madam is sexy. But hello, she used to be a top model, you know, so the actress who played her was a top model. So of course she's sexy. But anyway, this was a good episode. Tell me your thoughts. If it's something I left out, y'all know how y'all got to do. Just leave it down below in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. Did you like this episode? Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.